It's on, okay. All right, should we call the meeting to order? All right, so this is the zoning Board of Adjustment meeting for November 21st, 2024. I'll start out by introducing staff. We've got Joella down here, Aiden and Becky over at the computer. And then the board members present tonight, we've got Garrett Craig, John Reese, Brian Higgins, and I'm Stephen Coe sitting in as chair tonight. First thing on the agenda is the variance 2414. Does staff have a report they'd like to present?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This presentation is for sign variance 24-14 at 200 North Main Street. The applicant is Paul Herendine of Clearwater Credit Union. The proposal is to locate a wall sign on the north facade of the newly constructed commercial building, which is not adjacent to a street frontage, varying from the requirements of section 174250, section C, subsection 7B of the Butte-Silver Municipal Code. This section, to summarize, the total wall sign area in the C2 and C3 zones shall not exceed 40% of the building to which it is attached per street frontage. When a business has more than one street frontage but does not have a main entrance on the additional frontage, such frontage may contain a wall sign not exceeding 30 square feet in total sign area. The lot in question has historically been utilized as a bank, most recently the Wells Fargo's drive-through, which discontinued operations in 2020. The parcel is surrounded by other commercial uses in the C3 zoning district, including the Hennessy Building, Northwestern Energy, and various vacant structures. This is two aerial views, one showing the C3 zoning district, and then another Google showing the aerial of where the building's located. So this is a picture of the building. This is the north wall side where the sign proposal, where they'd like to locate the sign. The picture on the left is the building as it stands right now. The red square shows where they would like to locate the sign. The picture on the right is a drawn up sign. I believe it was supplied by their architects. That is a mock-up of what it would look like. So that sign where you can see the Clearwater Credit Union sign, that faces a parking lot and not a street frontage. So a variance must not be contrary to the public interest. It is the intent of the zoning ordinance to protect the public interest and surrounding property owners from the potential of negative over-commercialization features in zoning districts, in this case, the proliferation of signs. The proposed sign is of modest size and intended to serve the purpose of advertising to southbound clientele without adding untoward clutter in Uptown Butte. The sign has been thoughtfully designed in order to fit the aesthetic of the building without being too large, 12.8 square feet, or visually distracting. Conclusion, the addition of one wall sign to the north side of the newly constructed Clearwater Credit Union building would not be contrary to public interest. Literal enforcement of the provisions of the title will result in unnecessary hardship. Unnecessary hardship, as defined by the Montana Supreme Court, must result from a condition unique to the property, such as a particular property shape, topographical feature, or geological trait. This quality must preclude the applicant's ability to place a structure on the property in compliance with the zoning ordinance. The hardship may not result from a condition created by the applicant. The newly constructed building features a privately owned parking lot directly north, which is a unique feature to Uptown Butte. The majority of businesses only offer off-street parking due to the compact nature of the area. The open space created by the small parking lot leaves a substantial amount of the north building side visible to southbound circulation. In addition, Wells Fargo, the business that had previously occupied the lot, displayed a wall sign on the north side of their drive-through awning through an approved variance record 9312, which was approved in April of 2000. An additional variance record 15514 was approved in July of 2017 to replace that sign with an updated illuminated 34.9 square foot sign in that same location. Due to the demolition of the previous structure and reconstruction operations not commencing within a year of Wells Fargo being closed, which was August of 2020, no grandfather clause can be applied. Planning staff believes that the north wall visibility may be considered a hardship. This is a picture, two pictures of the Wells Fargo Bank, which previously occupied this lot. The upper image was taken from July of 2012. You can see in the red square that they had that sign, which was on the north side of their building, also kind of facing a parking lot. And then the picture lower on the right side was taken August of 2019. This was the most recent picture of the building before it was demolished, and you can see that that was the most updated sign and the most recent one that they applied for that variance for. So it must be in the spirit of the zoning ordinance. So the north wall on the structure had previously occupied this parcel, featured various wall signs through the approval of variances. The most recent Wells Fargo sign that was in this location was much larger in size than the sign that is being proposed today. The newly constructed building is located on the corner of Granite and Main Street. This corner features the first curb extension and incorporated design of the Uptown Butte Master Plan. This parcel is also located within the Uptown core place type. This place type is centered in the National Historic District and is the traditional commercial center of the county with retail sales and services, markets, restaurants, cafes, bars and nightlife, public services, transit operations, and professional office spaces. The Uptown core offers significant redevelopment opportunities and a wide variety of mixed-use potential. So in conclusion, planning staff believe the proposal to locate one wall sign on the north side of the newly constructed Clearwater Credit Union building is acceptable given the specific situation. Since the previous structure on the parcel featured a wall sign in the same position for multiple years, it is in the spirit of the zoning ordinance and unlikely to be contrary to the public interest. Recommendation: approve the variance application based on written findings of fact as described in the staff report with appropriate conditions. Alternative: deny the application based on findings of noncompliance with the review criteria, or continue public hearing on the application with specific direction to staff or the applicant to supply additional information or to address specific items. And we added one condition that the proposed sign must be in compliance with all C3 sign regulations of the municipal code. And that is it for the presentation.
Thanks, Hayden. Does any of the board members have questions of staff? All right. Hearing none, would the applicant like to come up and tell their story? And state your name and address for the record.
Certainly. I'm Paul Herendeen with Clearwater Credit Union. Our corporate headquarters address is 3600 Brook Street in Missoula. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity for this to be heard. Our intention with this building, I should say, has always been to build something that's going to be a real positive addition to the Uptown area. It's a special place, and we want to do right by it. Our goal with this sign in particular is to provide visibility for folks heading south and advertise our building a little bit. Of all the ways to do that, we feel like this is the best, frankly, and the least obtrusive and the least cluttering. So we've done our very best to produce a signage and lighting plan that we feel is tasteful, that will bring some life to that corner and will sort of illuminate the building in that part of Uptown. And we very much hope that we are able to proceed with this sign. Thank you.
Board members have any questions of the applicant? Looks like no questions. Next up is public, right? Just make sure. All right, we'll open for a public hearing. I know there's not really anybody in the room, but we'll go through the motions. Is there anybody here that would like to speak in favor of the variance request? Hearing none. Anybody present would like to speak in opposition to the variance request? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. All right, does the board have any discussion we'd like to talk about before we move on? Any thoughts? I'll share. Oh, Garrett, were you going to go? Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't have any real hesitations with the proposed variance. I would agree with the staff report, and I think it meets the criteria.
Thanks, Garrett. I mirror that. My personal opinion, the Clearwater has made a significant investment in Butte, and the sign they're proposing is pretty unobtrusive and fits right in with the character, so I'm definitely in favor of it. So I guess with that, if somebody'd like to make a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion to approve variance 24-14.
Excellent. Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Go ahead and vote. All right, in the hearing of variance 24-14, all of the votes are in favor of. You've passed and your variance is granted, so congratulations. Yep. I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, in case anybody, if anybody was in opposition of it, there is a 30-day opportunity, and you'd have to appeal in the district court. So, yeah.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Looking forward to wrapping it up and opening the doors up there.
All right. Business, we can adjourn, right? All right.